Being a firefighter has always seemed like a noble act, the kind of vocation that makes a mother smile with pride and a politician clap during public ceremonies. A hero in uniform, brave and immaculate, who runs toward the flames while the rest of humanity runs away. It sounds beautiful, almost poetic. But of course, every poem has a cost. And in today's United States, the price of being a firefighter is the slow combustion of one's own soul. Because among all the flames he extinguishes, there is one that never dies, the flame of absurdity. The human fire uncontrollable, ignited by the vanity of a nation that loves its heroes until they become too expensive. He wakes before the sun, in a country that worships the spectacle of tragedy but cannot bear the boredom of routine. The alarm rings, the body awakens, but the spirit does not. He puts on the uniform with almost religious devotion, as if that heavy, smoke-soaked fabric could shield him from insignificance. With each fold of the cloth, each tightened buckle, he feels the symbolic weight of what society has decided to call honor. An honor that, curiously, comes with meager salaries, budget cuts, and hollow applause. Because after all, heroism is much cheaper when paid in claps. The red truck, that modern altar of bravery, gleams under the sun of a suburban morning. Children wave, drivers make way, and for a few seconds, he believes he is what everyone says he is, a hero. But heroes in today's America are disposable. They are needed only when the fire serves as entertainment, when the flames light up the evening news and tears roll during prime time. After that, they return to anonymity, sitting in torn vinyl chairs that smell of burnt rubber and stale coffee. Deep down, he knows. It's not the fire that kills him. It's the waiting. The waiting for something that gives his existence meaning, something that reminds him why he once wanted to save the world. He watches the clock, listens to the hum of the air conditioner, and feels the emptiness of someone who already understands that hell is not fire. It's monotony. When the alarm finally sounds, there's a strange kind of relief, not for the chance to save someone, but simply to feel something again. He arrives at the fire and realizes that nothing is like the TV commercials. There's no soundtrack, no slow motion, no heroic light reflected on the helmet. There are screams, smoke, chaos, and the stench of melted plastic mixed with human despair. Inside, he runs, stumbles, drags bodies, and for a brief moment, he is the savior he always wanted to be, until he realizes that the woman he's carrying was dead long before he got there. But the public doesn't need to know that. They just want the photo. Ah, the photo. The perfect image of the sweaty firefighter, kneeling, holding what's left of the tragedy. That's his true purpose, to offer society an aesthetic of salvation. Because in the end, Americans don't want to be saved. They want to watch someone pretend that salvation is still possible. He returns to the station. His boots are heavy, his body aches, but his mind is still burning. In the locker room, no one says much. There's a silent code among them. Pretend everything's fine. Forced jokes, hollow laughter, that bitter humor of men who've learned to laugh at their own misery. It's a strange brotherhood, built not on joy, but on shared suffering. Men who've seen too much, felt too much, and now pretend to feel nothing at all. In today's United States, the firefighter is a tragic character, a remnant of a past that still believed in honor, thrown into a present that values only hashtags. He fights real fires in a country where the true flames burn on screens, in opinion wars, in streets ignited by cheap ideologies. While he faces real heat, society burns in the symbolic, and ironically, seems to enjoy it. There's also the weight of image. Because the hero must look heroic, he must have muscles, a determined gaze, and a smile controlled just enough to appear human, but not vulnerable. A carefully rehearsed performance so the public won't notice that, inside, he's exhausted from being what they expect him to be. He doesn't just extinguish fires, he extinguishes memories, feelings, dreams. Each call is a new version of the same scene. Run, shout, save, lose. And when the fire ends, when silence returns, the real fire begins. The one inside his head. A labyrinth of memories that won't let him sleep. A child he couldn't save. An explosion that almost swallowed him whole. The face of someone who begged for help and vanished into the smoke. But America doesn't want traumatized heroes. It wants statues. It wants parades. It wants inspiring slogans about courage. And then comes the cruelest paradox. The same public that calls him a hero also accuses him of failure when something goes wrong. The same country that applauds him in tragedy cuts his department's budget. And the same government that calls him essential abandons him when his body breaks and his mind collapses. In modern America, being a firefighter is a dying profession, not for lack of fires, but for lack of humanity. There's something almost theatrical about it all. The firefighter is the tragic actor of an endlessly repeated play. The city is the stage, the flames are the spotlights, and the audience rises to applaud, never realizing the protagonist is dying inside. It's an elegant farce, painted in red and gold, smelling of diesel and ash. A spectacle where courage has become a commodity and empathy, a marketing product. But perhaps the most ironic part is this: the firefighter believes. He still believes. He believes what he does has meaning, that every life saved compensates for those lost, that his personal pain is a worthy sacrifice. It's what keeps him standing when everything else has already bowed. He doesn't see that this belief is what consumes him, that the most dangerous flame isn't the fire, it's hope. Time passes, gray hair appears under the helmet, and the body, once strong, begins to betray him. The sirens sound louder, the ladders grow longer, the oxygen heavier, but no one talks about it, because admitting weakness breaks the spell, and the American hero doesn't break. He pretends until the end. When he finally retires, there's a ceremony, medals, speeches, flags, a patriotic theater carefully choreographed to mask the truth. He will be forgotten. In a few months, someone else will take his place, and the fires will keep burning, indifferent. The fire misses no one, but he does. He misses the fire, the adrenaline, the sound of the siren, the illusion of purpose. And then he understands the absurdity. He spent his entire life trying to extinguish what deep down kept him alive. It is a pity to be a firefighter in today's America, not because the fire is dangerous, but because the world no longer believes in those who try to fight it. To be a firefighter is to be an artist of extinction, of flame, of hope, of self. And perhaps the cruelest truth is realizing that in a country that turns tragedy into spectacle, the real fire never ends. It merely changes stages. And in the end, when the applause fades and silence returns, only the ash remains. Not the ash of burned houses, but of human illusion. The uniform color of every hero who once dared to believe he could save what was already doomed to burn. So, before this video fades away, like one more spark lost in the vast blaze of modern indifference, tell me, do heroes still exist? Or are there only people trying to survive the roles they've been forced to play? If this reflection burned somewhere in your mind, leave a comment below. I want to know, what do you see when you look at someone running toward the fire? Courage or despair? And if you've made it this far, it's because something inside you still burns. So keep that flame alive, subscribe to the channel, share this video, and ring the bell, not the emergency one, but the one of awareness. Because as long as there's someone willing to look fire in the eye, perhaps there's still something left to save, even if it's just the truth.